Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solution. Today we are going to discuss about the busting concept. So these are the agenda of the today's session. So let's discuss about the OTBI, busting, and then we will move to the application and then we see how we can create the single file busting and the multi-file busting. So let's talk about the busting first. So busting is a process of splitting data into blocks, generating documents for each block and delivering the documents to one or more destinations. So the data for the report is generated by executing a query once and then splitting the data based on a key value. So for each block of the data, a separate document is generated and delivered. So using BI Publisher busting feature, you can split a single report based on an element in the data model and deliver the report based on the second element in the data model. So driven by the delivery element, you can apply different templates, output format, delivery method and locale to each split segment of your report. For example, invoice generation and delivery based on the customer, so specific layout and delivery preference, and also financial reporting to generate a master report of all cost center, splitting out individual cost center report to the appropriate manager, and then generation of pay slips to all employees based on one extract and delivered by an email. So what is a busting definition? So busting definition is a component of data model. After you have defined the data sets for the data model, you can set up one or more busting definitions. So when you set up a busting definition, you define the split by, deliver by and the delivery query. So let's talk about the split by, deliver by and the delivery query. So split by is an element from the data that will govern how the data is split. For example, to split a batch of invoices by each invoice, you may use an element called the customer ID. The data set must be sorted or grouped by this element. And then if we talk about the deliver by, so deliver by is the element from the data that will govern how formatting and delivery option are applied. So in the invoice example, it is likely that each invoice will have delivery criteria determined by the customer. Therefore, deliver by element may also be customer ID. And then we have the delivery query. So it's a SQL query that you define for BI Publisher to construct the delivery XML data file. So the query must return the formatting and delivery detail. And if we talk about how we can add a busting definition to your data model, so there are some prerequisites you have to take care of that. So you have defined the data set for this data model, and you have to data set is sorted or grouped by the element by which you want to split the data in your busting definition. And the delivery and the formatting information is available to BI Publisher. So the information can be provided at runtime to BI Publisher in two ways. So the information is sorted in a database table available to a BI Publisher for a dynamic delivery definition, and the information is hard coded in the delivery SQL for a static delivery definition. So the report definition for this data model has been created and includes the layout that will be applied to the reported data. Okay, and now let's just move to the application and see how we can add a busting definition. Okay, so you have to first create the data model. Okay, let's first check the existing, then we are going to create the new data model. Okay, here you can see the busting. Then you have the add icon. Here you have to add the name and the data source and the type here. And here you can see the split by and the deliver by option. And here you have to define your SQL query, the deliver query. So we already talked about the split by, deliver by and the delivery query. Now let's just create the data model. So we have to go to the catalog. Let's create new folder. Expand the folder. Now go to the create data model option. Here you have to click on this plus icon and then define the SQL query. You have to give the proper name like the worker detail. Select your data source from here, and the type of SQL query is going to be this standard SQL. Now here you have to define your query. So I have the query. So we are performing here the single file busting concept. Let's click OK and then go to the busting. Here you have to add your busting. Here you have to select the data source and here you have to give your split by. So we are going to select here by the key value. Okay, most of the time the split by and the deliver by is going to be the same. Here we have to write the query. So here you can see we have to define according to this format. The parameter 1, the email address, okay, what is the delivery channel, what is the output format, what is the local, and the template. We have to, all of the things we have to define here, and the parameters you can see here. So according to these format we have to define here. Okay, so our delivery channel is the email, and the format of the report is PDF. Okay, so now you have to go to here, the worker detail option, then you have to go to the data. Now you can see the table view also here. Now you have to save your data model. Find your folder. So give the appropriate name to your data model. Worker detail data model. Save the data model and then click on the save as sample data option, and then you have to create a report. And then we have to click on the next. Here you have to choose the key value, the person ID, the name, and then we have to put the position. Okay, so everything is here. Now we have to click on the next to finish our report. Okay, so we are in our folder. Here you have to give your report name. Okay, so this is your report. Now we have to schedule our report. So again we have to go to the catalog, and then we have to click on the more option, and here you can see the schedule option. Okay, you have to go to the output, and if you want you can change the name. Here you can select the format, and here you can add the destination, and if you want you can write some text here. And here in the frequency you can see you have frequency like once, hourly and minute, daily, the weekly, monthly, annually, and the if you want any specific date then you can also select the date and add the date here. Okay, so here I am going to remain as the same, and here also you have the notification. You can check this box on, and you can give the email address here for the notification. Now we have to submit the click OK. Okay, so our report is submitted successfully. So where we can see the output, so you have to check here, give an email here. sometime mistake. Here we have email. Okay, you can open it. You can see the format. It's in a PDF format. Okay, so that's how you can schedule your report. Now we have to do the next multi-file busting, but let's first go to the application and create the ESS. Go to the setup and maintenance option. And then we have to go to the global search option. Find a task. So it's a manage. Enterprise scheduler job definition and job sets for the human capital management. So you have to select this one. Here you can see the existing job definitions. The event action, the payroll continuation, the calculate payroll. Now you can also create use. So just click on the add icon. Here you have to give your detail name, the path, and if you want the description, then you can also give that, the job category, timeout period. So here we are going to only put the mandatory thing like display name and path, and the job application name, the job type. So here let's give the name. Make sure you give the name with the no space, and you can give the alphanumeric name here. You can give the name, so you have to go to the catalog here. And you have to find your report and then click on the more option to find the path. So you have to go to the properties and you can see here the location. Copy this and then paste here. Okay, so we have to give the job application name, so it's going to be the reports, and in the job type we are going to select the BIP job type. And here you can see this checkbox appeared here for the bursting report. You have to check this box on. Now this report ID is also going to be the mandatory. Previous it's not mandatory, but after selecting the job type it's mandatory here. Okay, so where we can find this report ID? So again we have to go to here, cancel this, and then click on the more option and then go to the history of the report, and you can see here the report paths. Copy this and then go here and paste it here in the report ID. Okay, now you have to save and close. Okay, let's just check this which we just created, if it's visible or not. So we have to go to the schedule process here. Okay, let's just go to the schedule new process option. So here you can see your ESS job which you just created. So this is the confirmation code, it's a 605. So you can see it's here. Now just click on the refresh button until it's changed into the succeeded. Sometimes it takes a little bit time, but we have to just click on this refresh button until it's changed into the succeeded status. Okay, so I think it's going to take a lot time, so let's just go to the application and see the next topic, which is the multi-file busting. Okay, so here we have to go to the catalog again. Because under that process we have multiple process, so until that is not going to be completed, this one is in the waiting status. Okay, so again we have to create one more data model. The same navigation we have to follow here. Select your data source. Here we are not going to add the key value in the multi-file busting, but for the single file we added the key value there in their query. You can see here, this is for the single file, so we use there the single key value here, but in this the multi-file busting we are not going to use that. So let's click OK, and then again we have to go to the busting, then add, change the name, and select your data source, and here we are going to split by the person's ID. So in the split by you have to select the person ID, and same for the deliver by also, and then you have to write the SQL query here. The same query but without the single key value, because single key value is for the single file busting, not for the multi-file busting. Okay, so now we have to go to the worker detail, then data, then click on the view, and you can see the data in the tabular form. Now you have to save your data model, then go to the share folder and find your folder under the custom folder. Here we have, now give the name. Save your data model, then click on the save as sample data. Now your data is saved, then you have to go to the create report. Okay, so let's cancel this one. Okay, here you can see the search box. Select your data model and then click OK. Now you have to click on this generate and then give your template name. Then generate it. Then you have to save your and then go to the catalog. Then schedule your report. Okay, then we have to follow the same process. Change the output name. The format is going to be the PDF. This is the template we just created. Now we have to add the destination here. We have to add some text here. And we're going to schedule only once here. Now you have to submit it. Submit this process. Our process is successfully submitted. Now we have to create ESS jobs. So again we have to go to the setup and maintenance. So previously we created ESS job for single file busting. Now we have to create the multi-file busting. So search the same task. It's a manage enterprise. So this is our multi-file busting. You can see here. And the output is in a PDF format. Now on the HCM enterprise scheduler job task and then create the ESS job for multi-file busting. Click on the add icon, give the name worker detail multi-file busting. You have to give the name without the space. And then path, so you have to go to here, then go to the catalog, and here you can see your report, the worker detail multi-file report, and then go to the properties, and here you can see the path. Copy this path and then paste here. Okay, please check the space before submitting your ESS job. Now we have to select the job application. You can see right now the report ID is not a mandatory. Select the H reports and then select the job type. So when you select your job type, now the report ID is mandatory here, so we have to give the report ID here. So where we can find the report ID? Cancel this, then go to the more and then go to the history. Select the path, report path, and then paste it here. So this is your report ID. Okay, so we already filled the mandatory information. If you want, you can give the description. Then save and close. So this is a worker detail for single file busting and this is for the multi-file busting. Now let's just go to the schedule process and search there if it's our ESS. Click on the schedule new process and here you have to find the ESS job. So this is for the multi-file busting. Click OK and then submit. So 675. So here is our schedule process. So it take usually the more time because there are some other processes are attached with that. So until when that process are not going to be succeeded, this process is not going to be the completed. Okay, so it's taking the more time usually, because you can see here our previous schedule process is still in a wait status. So it's going to be take a lot time, because it consists some other process also. So this is all about the today's session. We discuss about three topics: the busting concept, how we can do the single file busting, and the multi-file busting. So I hope this session is useful for you. So thank you so much for watching the session.